Hey, I'm Kev. Let's go on, go back to 1G Supercross 3. So this has got some rain. Well, it's not rain, it's a very damp track here. It's a bit like New Jersey. But here we are in Seattle, our CenturyLink Field. We're known for its 12th man on the field, going crazy for the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going crazy over some 250 West bikes, as it is very close at the top with just a couple of rounds remaining. Oh, come on, get going! I'd say we actually had a gap. Can we triple it? Just about. I'm going to take the wide line. No. So down in 11th. Let's do another lap, see if we can be a bit better in that last section. Since I got everything else down pat. But yeah, we've got Liz right up there in the top 5 now after another second place finish in the showdown in the East v Westers. Oh my god, we've got Yamaha showdown here. Fernandez and Nichols right behind. Well, as much as it's a showdown between East and West, it's a showdown between Liz and AC once again. What the hell? How did that person not fall? Oh my god, everyone. Stop it. No, that was worse. So here's a Yamaha 1-2, Fernandez ahead of Nichols, and there's AC who will be gunning for Liz. Not trying to make it 3 times a row. She gets ahead of him on the final lap, maybe, as they got Mikael Rath, the Coptis, RJ Hampshire, Michael Moserman, Cameron McAdoo, Chris Bloss, and Garrett Marchbanks as Liz 55.3, so she's a couple of seconds off the pace in 14th, just ahead of Justin Starling, Mitchell Harrison, Enzo Lopez, Robin Johnson round at the top 20. Carlos Navarra, the top 30. And then Joseph Smith in the last, and is Suzuki. So let's go to the main event, shall we? Just got to finish in the top 9 as she's alongside Nichols and McAdoo. Once again, predicted that great drop beautifully as she gets ahead of Mikael Rath. Just about nicks the whole shot from Nichols. Oh, track a bit drier. Still got that wet top surface though. What the hell? Why are you going towards the tough blocks? I forgot. Colt's got the red plate now, doesn't he? There's this down the inside of Garrett, trying to battle with all the Kawasaki riders, it seems like. Got very close to Austin Fortner even. Needs to a showdown. Austin just about had a big enough gap to hold on to the within that final lap. There's Hello Hayes. Let's go over the whoop section. Oh my god, Liz absolutely dominating them. Through that. Takes the lead. Again from Nichols. A bit of a wider line. There's everyone barging their way by. See if she can finally take that section properly as well for the first time as... Oh! Who's that? Mikael Rath down. There's this though, a mid 55 still. In 4th though. Remember, just got to be in the top 9. That's all we're aiming for this first race. Hope you get a bit of practice as well, needs conditions, get a bit better. This slick top surface. You can also try out a few different things. See if it works out. She gets down the inside of Garrett. Back up to 2nd, is she? No. Another Kawasaki showdown in the heats here. Oh, Garrett down, no. Oh, she met that section beautifully. That's how you meant to do it. Oh, Cole can afford to show off through that last corner. As they go for no 54. That's better. Just a second off the pace now. Oh, that was a bit high. Almost got taken out by Hayes. A much better run into this section, and Hayes down. Oh, Nichols down as well. There's Leeds. That's the only one that is left standing. So that could be a feature maybe of the main event we've got to watch out for. Just staying upright on these damn things in these tricky conditions. But this is doing a great job here. Solo flags raving like hell. For once, it might actually be for dramas. As all once again, just about holding on to the handlebars. As he does a 54. So we've got Garrett behind. Look at Cole Conti in fourth. Don't think we've ever seen her that high in a race. Good race for the women here. As Colt Nichols round out the top 5 of the red plate. Garrett behind, so it's a Kawasaki 1-2. J.K. Hayes still up there in fourth. Or in third, shall I say. She's got a 3.5 second gap. Actually, I think they're just synchronised flag waving. That was better through there. Landed a bit deeper. As we go into the final lap. Oh, McElrath out of here in 10th at the moment. RJ Hampshire as well. There's Logan into the top 5. Colt Nichols up to 3rd. Looks like Nicole might have run into issues. Got Chico Hayes down to 4th. Maybe attack Jacob and things went wrong. There's a bit of a train then, it seems like in the lower half of the top 9 there. Now making it through to the main event. That is definitely not how you meant to take that section. So it seems like this 54 pace is good enough. Don't need to actually aim for 53 so she goes down there. But still a big enough gap for victory in the heat race. As there's a Kawasaki 1-2, Yamaha 3-4 with Elusive ahead of Marchbanks, Nichols and Hayes. And Dylan rounds out the top 5 in this as Varney ahead of the Honda of Cameron McAdoo. Nicole in 7th. Great job from the Italian ahead of RJ Hampshire. And Shane McElrath sneaking by with the fastest lap. As you got Logan just missing out in the end on his cars, like he was top 5 in into the final. What happened to him? Got Jan Ames just missing out as well. David Purdy in last. So we've made it there. Let's see if we have another Kawasaki confrontation in the main event. So here she is running out alongside Marchbanks and Fernandez, Cantrell and Michael as well as we get underway. Not the best getaway from her for once. This gets pushed into the tough blocks. Oh, Fernandez down. As teammate Marchbanks gets the whole shot. But she sneaks by down the inside. As Ryan Marchbanks pushes her wide, does Garrett. Has AC been in his word or whatever? No love lost at Kawasaki at the moment. It's Colt Nichols down in 8th, AC round out top 5. Ryan Michael and Cantrell. Mitchell Harrison in last. The worst start. Even behind him, Fernandez, who, as you saw, did go down. There's all Garrett very slow. Liz by into the lead. Now over the whoop section where she can maybe pull out a gap. Because the previous section was slower. Whoop section were quicker. And pretty even through here. Now they've got Martin Castillo around out top 5 behind AC. Oh, AC up to 3rd now. And in this section we're a bit slower as well. There's only really one fast section for us on this lap. which we really got to take advantage of. Oh, even this section is very slow for us compared to everyone else. There's Mikhailov down in 14th. Richardson still last behind Enzo Lopez. That's once again over the whoop section, looking very nice. There's Cole Nichols up to third now, the red plate rising. Head of AC and Cantrell. Does he know this is a private Kawasaki party at the front? What the hell? There's got a Yamaha Interloper and KTM as well. There you go, 53-2. That's more like it. Let's make it out. Down to 21st now as well. The Mitchell House and both struggling in the early part of this race. Actually, we're over a quarter of the way through it. There we go. Kawasaki 1, 2, 3. Cantrell and Colt Nichols down to 5th now. Let's go. She's building a massive lead. But then we've seen this in the past as well. So there's her opposition, staring right back at her. As we go through room sections. It's got Jimmy in 9th, still in 15th. Mikhailov up to 20th. Mitch Rasden still behind Enzo Lopez for almost 10 seconds. What is happening to the Yamaha, man? Seems to be falling all the time, maybe. Let's go over the whoop section. Oh, you got to be careful about this. Making silly mistakes like that, like we've seen in the past. Man, she has built a massive lead over Cantrell now up to 2nd. Head of AC and Garrett with Justin Starling in the top 5. No red plate at the top as she gets into the 52s just. Then Fernandez down in 14, trying to make his way up the field. Enzo Lopez ahead of Mikhailov in 19th now. Mikhailov down to 20, Mitch Harrison in 21st. Absolutely loving these conditions. I thought it might be a bit poor in these kind of dry conditions but wet track, but obviously not. Loving it. Full of confidence on this Kawasaki as well, which massively helps too. Being on a bike that you actually feel confident with, unlike say a Honda, for instance. Sarah Fagg's waving for no obvious reason once again. It's low 53. Yes, you got AC down to 7th behind Chris Bloss now. There's another Hasfan enters the top 5. Now headed Justin Starling. There's Control building the gap in 2nd on Garrett. What are you doing, rear blocker? And it's KTN trying rowing off fun, maybe. As we're into the second half of the race. Now this is the dangerous period. Built the lead, it's comfortable. Just need to keep it going, but rarely does she. She's actually catching up to Mitchell Harrison. I'm pretty sure that is in front. It is. That's how poised races are. Almost at the halfway mark, he's getting caught. Be that. Let's in Fernandez into the top 10. Colt Nichols down to 13th. Having a shocker. Mikhailov still down in 17th. Mitchell Harrison, as you can see, right in front. Just a rhythm section in front now. It's the Yamaha man. It's all a bit high there. And she's more than a rhythm section in front of the chasing pack is Liz. Liz is also dangerous getting through that traffic. As all has been surprisingly stable in these conditions. As you saw in the heat race, it's a bit messy, but seems to have calmed down for the main event, which is a bit unfortunate. I would have liked a bit more of an entertaining race to show you, but this has just been supreme. Oh, that would not feel good in the morning. Cotton Nichols in 14th. Then Marty Castillo. Harrison. Summer gap in front, so she's dropped down into the 55, just like Harrison is doing, and he's decided to just drop down instead. As we approach the quarter of the race to go. Should easily get down the inside of the Yamaha. But he's fighting back. It's not what you want to see. Look at the Kawasaki. That marker that just wants to have a bit of a fight, have fun. Got nothing to lose as well, does Harrison, from this race, as almost blocks her in the final corner. Colin Nichols in 13th, ahead of McElrath. Colin 19th. There's Mitchell Harrison behind Enzo Lopez, who's at the end of this rhythm section. She finally gets around the outside of Mitchell. Bit rough. There's someone down in front. I think that is Lopez. It is fellow Suzuki. Or used to be. There's, oh my god, how has he stayed up right there? That's an interesting way of lapping him, to be honest. So that's our best lap for a while, into the 53s against Colin Nichols into the top 10. Fernandez in 11th and McElrath in 12th. They're fighting through now. The field as we've got two lap runners. Bit of a gap to 20th though, thankfully. As well, what are you doing, Enzo? Say a bit of a gap, someone's just gone down in front. And it's like 19 and 8th and are battling hard as well in front. As we approach the final couple of laps here. In Seattle. As almost lands on someone. Is that Nicole? I think it is. About the Kawasaki's. Not really though. There's now a lap between them. As we go into the penultimate lap. Colt Nichols up to 8th. McElrath in 11th. Fernandez in 12th. No, Mitchell Harrison not last now. Ahead of Enzo. Finally finding some pace. There's a Yamaha. It's Chris into third, Ed Cantrell, who's dropped back. Behind Garrett as well. RJ Hampshire into the top 5 on his Honda. So I'm looking like a Kawasaki party early on. With 3 of them in the top 5. Now it's just a 1-2. Still very impressive. Now we've got Asvana, KTM, and Honda up there. No Yamaha. Having an off night. Oh, Japanese manufacturer. As you go into the final lap here. Oh god, that's wide. No wonder she did a 54 in the end. She lost like a second in the final corner. Jacob Hayes down in 15th as well. As it has been domination since taking the front on that opening lap. Not getting the whole shot for once, but being aggressive into the first corner after the whole shot. And no one has seen her since then. Apart from that traffic. A 20-second gap to Garrett behind. Chris in third. AC up to 4th with a late charge for the podium. Was all lucky to get away with that. Seeing that she's even using the tough blocks for fun now on this final lap. As the wait for victory in Supercross appears to finally be over for Liz Elusive as she wins in Seattle. As Garrett did a 52 flat. Fucking hell. With any other rider into the 52s. So after 13 laps, we finally get that first place trophy. It's been a long time coming. She finished ahead of Garrett for Kawasaki 1-2. That's Varnov. Chris rounds out the podium ahead of KTM. And it was still 3 Kawasaki's in the top 5. With AC a strong end ahead of Justin Starley and Michael. We got Dean Fernandez in 8th as well, after being as low as round 15th at the start of the early fall. Then got RJ Hampshire. Colt Nichols gets the top 10 in the end ahead of Michael Rath, who's around 20th for most of the race. Then we've got Jimmy, Mark Castillo, Cameron McAdoo, Jacob Hayes, Harry. We've got Dylan, Robbie Rageman, and in the lapped runners, Mitchell Harrison, Nicole Conti, Joey Howard, and Enzo Lopez. As in the championship, this way is ahead with 3 rounds remaining. Her first victory means she leads by 3 points ahead of Michael Moserman. We've got Colt Nichols down to 3rd, and Adam AC in 4th as 5 points separate the top 4, 7 points separate the top 5 with Shane McElrath in 5th. You've got Dean Fernandez, Chris Blows, and then Sean Cantrell down to 8th. It's just 15 points separating the top 8. Then a bit of a gap to Garrett, who's up into the top 10 ahead of RJ Hampshire, with Jacob Hayes dropping outside it now. And then you've got Jimmy in 12th, Cameron McAdoo, Justin Starling, Dylan in 15th. And then Martin Castillo up a couple of places. And look at Harry up 26 places for making it to the main event. From 47th to 21st now behind Chris Howe for the top 20. Top 10 Nicole Conti as well, making a rare main event appearance. Now it's going down. Frederick Sword. He's as far now as now got Piper Miller in last. There's 3 points for all at least. And yes, give us that reward for victory. Can't believe it's finally over. How many races was that? Almost 15? What? Yeah, around 15, wasn't it? Almost 20.
Those 3 rode the wheels off their machines. We have a tremendous championship fight brewing.
Oh, yes, we do. Take in the applause. It's next up, we head to Houston and the NRG Stadium, another NFL stadium which has been used for Supercross. As the monkey's off the back now. There it is, proof. 1 win. 9 races completed, 60% rewards, no team jackpot, 2 team days. But let's see what's happening in the East, shall we? So we've got Austin Fortner with a couple of victories ahead of Justin Cooper, who's got a couple of victories, ahead of Chase Sexton, who's got a couple of victories. Then Martin Davalos, Jordan Smith, Carl Peters up ahead of Suzuki runner Alex Martin, Mitchell Oldenburg, and Brandon and Lorenzo round out the top 10 on the Kawasaki ahead of Josh and Carl Cunningham. Got Thomas Covington in 15th, Christian Craig in 19th, Josh Cartwright in 20th. Got Bradley Taft ahead of Lane Shaw. It's gone further down. Got Martin Matthew out a couple places. Has everyone scored points? Not quite. 61 out of 64 have. And then in the 450 Championship, we got Martin Muskin. Oh, Marvin Muskin, not Martin. For God's sake. With 5 victories, leading away ahead of Eli Tomic, who's got 4, and Cooper Ware, who's got 3, his teammate. They back it up there as well, but it's just 10 points separating the top 3. You've got Aaron Pleasant and the Yamaha rounding out the top 5 ahead of the Asfarnas of Zach Osborne and Jason Anderson. You've got Mitchell Stewart on his Honda in 8th. You haven't, or Malcolm Stewart, should I say? Oh my God, I can't read. You've got Joey in 9th ahead of Justin Bogle on his KTM. The legend Chad Reed in 11th on his Suzuki. And Justin Bratian, Bam Bam Barsha, Vince Frucy. I understand you actually got to pronounce the end of his name now. And you've got Justin Hill on his Suzuki in 15th ahead of Dean Wilson. Looking further down, Benny Bloss in 30th on the KTM. He's got Brandon around the top 40. Patrick Elkins the top 50, but only 44 riders scored. Brock Shoemaker the last off them ahead of Abigail Sanchez out of 55 riders. So some close championships going on. Lots of victories for the front runner. This is perhaps the most Ride Open champions because of the lack of victories being spread out. That they're being spread out, the victories. And like, I didn't see in those championships, it's like 3 or 4 riders who have won all the races. So maybe next time in Houston, we'll see Liz get another victory and maybe open up that gap heading into the final stretch of races. But thanks for watching and find out we can do it next time.